In your life, you have probably come across that one person who makes you feel like you are the only person in the world. They make you feel safe. They have a certain kind of certainty. They're stable and comfortable in their own skin. They don't project anything on you. They stay humble and down to earth. I've met some of those people, and I can say that it's a different kind of power that you feel when you are with them. Their power doesn't come from the recognition of other people or that they get from other people. It comes from what they already know they are, or they already are certain of who they're allowed to be. And when I then meet people who try to manipulate and who change people's perception of the world so that it suits them and that their will over others gets accepted and executed. Those people, I see them as losers nowadays. When you look at it at first glance, these people who manipulate, you could say you are sitting in a meeting and they are giving information about important decisions, and yet they're not saying everything or not revealing everything. They're concealing what they are up to in a business or in a congregation or in even a friend group. There's a person that can gaslight people, tell them something so that they don't look further into the truth. And these kind of people, they usually have a big persona. They like being seen, they like being heard, they like having their will be done. But when you look a little bit deeper and you ask a few deeper questions, you will see that that mirage or that facade is not so strong. It's a building or a wall that they have built around them that basically makes other people feel small sometimes. But if you walk into that building of all the parts of themselves, then you'll notice this building is not built on solid ground. There are a lot of shaky pieces here, a lot of skew walls and things falling off, and things are out of place because this person is not actually deep down certain of themselves. Because it might be that they don't even have a self. But that should not concern me too much, because I can only be concerned with who I am myself, not who others are and should be. But one thing I've learned is that I cannot be a loser or a winner. I cannot be a winner if I am at the same time trying to manipulate people. If I am trying to get my will over other people without them really being enriched by it or fully standing behind an idea or decision or a practice that I have, then I should think of myself first and what I can change to enrich people's lives. Because the losers, in my view, are the people who try to manipulate. There are a lot of people who wrote about this. For example, the philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who said that weak people are actually the ones who start getting envious. They start playing power games. They start manipulating because they are not secure with themselves. They can only be secure when other people recognize them, when their insecurities are masked by a mask that is so thick that other people can't easily look through it. But they are the enlightened ones, I learned. They are the ones who have a different set of eyes, or maybe have even learned to put on some glasses that allow them to see things differently. Nietzsche would say, du bist ein Armseliger auf einer Insel. You are a lonely one on an island because you actually see things as they are, and you see people's actions for what they truly are. But that makes you someone excluded and isolated, like being on an island, because people don't always like to be conscious of all the terrible things that people are doing, of all the little belittling and the gaslighting and the silent treatments that people use, because it's arduous to try and uncover all of these problems. But at some point, these things all do come to light. Maybe not in this world. I believe on the day of judgment, they will come to light. Even my sins that I committed. The many terrible things that we all have done. Because it has to come to light, I think. There has to be this knowledge or this consciousness that our actions aren't all just meaningless, and that we can do whatever we want and hurt people or in whatever way we want as long as we get what I want. That has to stop, because the world cannot be centered around me and myself. It has to be a world of connection, of transcendence, transcending over the dark and murky power games. It has to be a world where we all know that we have a light to share. And I don't mean that in a utopian sense. I mean it in the real sense that God's kingdom can be just as real here and on earth, inside me, inside you, and I hope you can also see the light.